Hi, my name is Ricky. Just want to do a little video to introduce myself. I'm new to YouTube, so let's get started. I was born in Columbus, Ohio, August 5th of 1992. I am one of two children. My parents, Terry and JC, worked extremely hard to give us the best life they could possibly give. And I have a younger sister who is a year and 3 days younger than me. We fought like normal children, had to share clothes, share toys, you know how it is. It was nothing abnormal. We always got along otherwise. And when I was in second grade, I was held back to first grade. So that meant me and my sister were actually in the same grade after that. So when we moved off and on throughout the years, it made it a little bit easier to have a friend in the same grade. And normally we would have the same classes, it just depended on the school. And we weren't really in the same school for more than a year until we got to high school. We were in the same grade still, obviously, and we went to the high school the whole 4 years, and my cousin Zach actually was in the same school too, same grade and everything. So that made it a little bit easier when we moved to a new school, started fresh, everything. And pretty much his friends were mine. Me and Zach were always together, and pretty much did everything together when I wasn't working. Throughout high school, I worked at Wendy's. I pretty much worked every hour I could when I wasn't in school. And my junior year, I started the Career Center for Restaurant Services. I so badly wanted to be a chef, and I still love cooking, don't get me wrong, but I didn't end up going into that career. But when I was in high school, I did the Career Center my junior and senior year, and I got into multiple culinary schools, Johnson & Wales, Cordon Bleu, and I think one other school. And then I graduated high school, walked the stage with my sister and my cousin. It was pretty awesome having all three of us there. We graduated in 2011. I took a little break from school. I didn't start right away. I graduated the beginning of June. Took like 2-month break, and I started in August for criminal justice at Kaplan College. I don't really know why I did it. I think it was just a convenient school that was close by, and I thought I was going to be able to finish. I really didn't like the career, so I quit after 9 months, unfortunately. But you live and you learn, so I continued working Wendy's, and I had a few miscellaneous jobs in between. I ended up moving out with my best friend Kiera that I've known since middle school. We lived together for a few months. It was nice, but it's really hard to live with friends when you're so used to living with family. It's so much easier to get along, and I love her to death, and we're still best friends. It was just really hard. But we lived together from, I think it was July until November, so it wasn't very long, but we just was having trouble keeping jobs and maintaining money and stuff, you know, just out of high school. We don't really know how to do that yet. So I actually met my current husband right now when I lived in that apartment. We went to high school together. We never really talked. I knew of him. I don't think he knew of me, but I remember seeing him throughout high school, and we didn't really talk because I went to the Career Center, and it's right next door to the high school, but he didn't go there, so that made it a little bit harder. So we started dating 3 or 4 months after high school. He was an amazing guy. He surprised me all the time with flowers. He would bring me my favorite snacks. He would bring me dinner when I was in college, when I was on breaks. It was amazing. It was a new experience because I had never really been in a relationship. I worked way too much in high school to even think about it. And we actually officially started dating in September, and we moved really fast relationship-wise. And we got engaged in February of 2012. And then we actually found out we was expecting in March of 2012. He's not related. We didn't know we was pregnant when we got engaged, so that was pure just wanting to be together. He, nothing really spectacular. He got my ring and pulled me back to my room at my parents' house and proposed to me when we was sitting on my bed. To me, I was a little shaken up. I couldn't stop shaking throughout the day. I was so excited, but it couldn't have been more perfect. But like I said, we found out we was pregnant a month later, and I was probably about 4 or 5 weeks along. And it was kind of scary because we were only 19 years old at the time, and we didn't really know what to think, and we was more scared to tell our parents. But it didn't change anything. We were already pregnant. We were happy. You can't change it. It's already there. So the only thing that was a little scary is that Josh actually swore into the Navy just a couple days later once we found out. And he left March 25th, 2012 for the Navy, and he was gone for 8 weeks. It was really hard. I could say it was the hardest thing ever, but it wasn't. It was the hardest thing at that time. We couldn't talk by phone. There was only a limited amount of calls he could make in Navy boot camp, and I got letters all the time. Still read them to this day. They were the sweetest letters ever. Cried a lot because when he left I was 8 weeks pregnant, and when he graduated boot camp I was 16 weeks. So right before I left for Chicago for his boot camp graduation, I actually got a 3D ultrasound of the baby and had them put the gender in an envelope. He did not know, and we didn't know the gender, but he didn't know I was getting the ultrasound altogether. So after his graduation, when we had lunch, he opened the envelope and he actually announced the gender to everybody. We had a beautiful little boy. Skip ahead along, Josh went to Pensacola, Florida for boot camp. Never got to visit him there because we were planning a wedding. He was there from the end of May until the second week of August. And then he came back August 14th, and we got married August 19th. So pretty much we were busy planning a wedding while he was in Pensacola, and he was exploring a new state he had never been in and finishing school and just still learning about each other. I mean, it was still within our first year of being together, but we couldn't have been happier. Had a new baby boy along, which we decided to name him Liam Ty, which is my husband's middle name is Ty, and we just loved Liam. We were trying to be unique, but at the time it ended up being one of the number 2 popular boy names, so that went out the window, but we still loved it. And like I said, we got married in August. He was only home for, I want to say, 2 weeks, and then he had to report to Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, to his ship, and we've been here ever since. We had our son November 5th, 2012, so he's almost 4 now, and he is the most amazing, smart little boy I have ever met, and he came out looking just like his dad, except for, unfortunately, no red hair and no green eyes. I have a natural blonde hair, not right now, but natural blonde hair and blue eyes, and he took after me, but that's the only thing. So he's almost 4 now. He's the smartest little boy now. And now actually we have been in Virginia going on 4 years and married 4 years now. It's insane. And we actually expected our second little boy. We found out in, I want to say, March of 2015. We found out we were pregnant. Sorry, it took a little calculating. And he was on underways off and on, and we handled it. They were preparing for a deployment, so that was a little hard because he wasn't going to be here for the birth of the baby. And we found out the gender July 4th, 2015. We're having a little boy. His name is Mason James, and he was a deployment baby. My husband left in October, and I had my son November 21st. So it was really hard. I moved back to Ohio for those couple months of him being gone, and it was really hard. He was born. I had to adjust to not only taking care of a toddler by myself, well, with the help of my parents, but without my husband. And then now I had a newborn baby that I had to learn to prioritize my time. But it worked out. He He got to meet him for the first time November 25th. They went to port and we got to meet him. He got to meet him over Skype. And obviously Mason doesn't know, but Josh was beyond thrilled. And we got to Skype him various times throughout. He missed all the major holidays, so we made sure to send him boxes throughout the time. Sent him tons of pictures of the boys and multiple Skype dates. But let's see. He was set to come back in May, and his ship sent him home early because a fellow sailor broke his foot, and he was the medical escort, which I had no idea about. I knew he was going somewhere to help him with the surgery. Little did I know that he was coming home early, and he surprised us. One night he showed up. His friend picked him up from the airport, and at 11:30 at night, his friend that was living with us at the time said, "Ricky, can I come in? I have something for you." And in comes walking Josh. Now, I didn't know what to think. This is my first real surprise. All I could think about was the kids. He had never met Mason. Liam hadn't seen him in a while, so I made sure Liam got to see him. And I hugged him, and I cried once everyone walked away. And then I introduced him to Mason. That was the best feeling in the world. He was 4.5 months, I think, when he met him, which I think he would have been about 5.5 months when he should have met him. And then we got stuff for our apartment that we had just moved into the end of March. And we were living with some friends at the time, and we were just adjusting. We went back home in Ohio for leave, I think the beginning of May, when the ship was originally set to come home. And we were home for a couple weeks, and his family was so excited to see him. We got to see him with Mason and Liam. And it's crazy. We've been through 2 deployments. We had one when Liam was, he was 4 months old when he left, and he was a year old when he came back. And then this past one with Mason being born. And it's really hard being a Navy wife, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I have 2 amazing little boys, who Mason is now 9.5 months old, and Liam is 3.5 years old. And me and Josh have been married 4 years, and we have our ups and downs like every relationship, but I absolutely wouldn't change anything for the world, because he's the sweetest, most loving, hardworking man I have ever met. He goes to work every day, comes home, helps me with the kids. I cook dinner, and we both help clean the house. So what more could you ask for? He's pretty much given me everything I want. I stay at home, take care of the kids, and he's just amazing. Currently, right now, I am in school for medical technician, and I am a couple months into my program. It's a year-long program, and it's not what I thought I would ever be going into, but it's a suitable job that will always be there, and I can't wait to do it. It's actually fun now that I started studying, and it's definitely draining when you have 2 kids, but it's life. You have to move on. You can't just be sad or just lay in bed all the time. It just has to go on. So right now we're in Virginia. We bought our first house in July. We were tired of moving in apartments. We bought our first house, and we bought our first brand new car a matter of weeks ago. We drove off the lot with 9 miles. We bought a Dodge Caravan 2016, and my husband has a 2003 Dodge Ram. He absolutely loves it. That was his after deployment gift to himself, and we're pretty happy with life right now. So this will be my first video. If you have any questions about me, I will be welcome to answer anything. I can do a question and answer if I missed anything. I know things are a little jumbled up, and I apologize about that. I know I'm out of breath because I was so nervous, but I will answer any questions. And if you have any video ideas, that is welcome, and I will start trying to do some videos with the kids. I think I'm going to find a question video for Liam, because he's old enough to answer some. Can't promise it'll be the exact answer, but I'll try. I'll do some videos with Mason. He's crawling, trying to walk, just cute little videos, and post here or there. If you'd like to hear anything, just let me know. I'm not going to edit this video just because I don't know how to yet, for one, and it's a new start. And I have to post it sometime, so might as well do it now. Well, it was nice talking to y'all. Hope you liked my videos, and I'll talk to you later.